Guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at the shrine. Now, this week's shrine is a little bit on the flop as opposed to being on the good side. Now, already I can tell you we have Overcharge, Rancor, Dead Hard, and Poised. I personally, if I was you in this situation, I would save my shards. Now, let me walk you through these perks real quick. Overcharge. Overcharge is a perk unlocked by the Doctor when you perform a damage action on a generator, therefore not Surge. Surge will not apply overcharge. When you perform a damaging action on a generator, so you walk up to it and you press spacebar, the generator will start regressing and will have overcharge on it. A survivor will then have to land a tremendously difficult skill check, which will regress the Jenny, I believe, 3, 4, and 5% additional as opposed to a miss. A miss is 4% by default, and 3 or 4% plus 5%, you're looking at about 8, 9% of a generator's how much is done will go back if they miss an overcharge. Even though it says tremendously difficult, it's actually not that difficult. I would personally rather not put overcharge on and run a perk called Surge, which is a Demogorgon perk. Therefore, if I down a survivor nowhere near a Jenny on a platform upstairs, I don't have to worry about going up there. It's going to start regressing itself by itself and then hook somebody and go away. If a survivor misses a skill check, you are notified. However, with a bit of practice, you can land overcharged skill checks. As of the Doctor rework, I still wouldn't recommend it on the Doctor beforehand. Yeah, it wouldn't have been a bad perk. It stacks really well with Unnerving Presence, but now you're running 2 perks to do 1 perk's job, and the only time you should be running multiple perks to do 1 perk's job are if they're a Snowball perk, if they're a Stall perk. That's generally it. Snowball being Devour Hope, Horn of Ground, and Stall being Thrilling Tremor and Pop Goes the Weasel or Thanatophobia Dying Light, even though I don't recommend those perks, but you get the premises of things. Alright, moving on to the next perk. So all in all, a Teachable unlocked by the Doctor at, I believe, level 35. Overwhelming Presence is unlocked at level 30, and at level 40... I don't even play. Monitor and Abuse is unlocked by the Doctor, which is a good perk. Doctor just got a bit of a rework, so a lot of people will be playing him as well to see how they fare or how much they like him. Alrighty, the next perk we're looking at here is Rancor. What does Rancor do? You become obsessed with one survivor in particular. I've spoken about this perk before in the shrines, and this is probably the best perk all week for Killer, as opposed to Dead Hard is for Survivor. Now let me walk through this real quick. You're obsessed with one particular survivor. Each time a Jenny is completed, your obsession can see your aura, and you know those shout bubbles from Iron Maiden or the Doctor, they will appear above a survivor's head for 5 seconds. If a survivor moves, it doesn't follow them, it'll appear where the survivor was. The survivor will have no indicator you have Rancor unless they're the Obsession. The Obsession will know you have Rancor. Rancor can be used with Nemesis to multiple people, because keep in mind, when all generators are powered and the when all generators are powered or completed, and the exit gates are powered, you can one-hit down, much like Noed, except Noed gives you 4% movement speed and exposure. This, and I think cooldown reduction if you miss. This here gives you exposure on only your Obsession, and you can Mori them once you down them. So that just gives you a very powerful play, but it only happens at the end of the game. Now look, Rancor can be used for the end game kind of play, but if you read the first half of the perk, that is really, really good. Alright, it's like Bitter Murmur, but better, and everywhere across the board. They don't have to be on the generator. So what do I mean by that? Okay, I've just downed Jeff, I've got Nia on the hook, and then David completed a generator. Now I can see if there's 2 speech bubbles where David is. Now I know that there's 2 players there. If there's one there, he's going to tell me where his other teammate is, unless he's in a locker, which chances are he's not in a locker because I'm not picking somebody up. So that gives me massive information from Rancor. It can be used good. The amount of people that I see use Rancor well is like maybe 1 in 100. Not many people understand that this perk is really good just from the first half of it. The bottom half doesn't matter too much. You can run Rancor, play with your food Nemesis on the pig, and go for multiple Moris at the end of the game because she has the fastest Mori animation, but I really think Discordant, Save the Best for Last, Pop, and Corrupt, or Thrilling Tremor, or Ruin would be a better choice for the pig. Even Surge. Even Surveillance works nice. Okay, moving on to the next perk. Would I buy this perk as Killer? You know, if I didn't own the Spirit DLC, I probably would buy it. Yeah, I probably would. It gives good information, it teaches new players, and if, you know, you get to the end of the game, it can help a bad player get a kill, or a player who's inexperienced and doesn't have a lot of time. You have a Mori daily, you can get it done with Rancor too. So it's not a bad perk to have floating around. It's not great, but there's a lot worse. I'm going to skip Dead Hard and get back to it, because it's a bit of a complicated perk. Let's explain Poised. Poised is basically when you complete a generator. That's not true. After a generator is completed, if Jeff completed a generator, if David completed a generator, if I completed a generator, the perk activates, okay? I will leave no scratch marks for 6, 8, and 10 seconds. I could be mid-loop with the killer and scratches stop. They are still there, but when it activates, then they stop. Okay, so the trail will stop halfway behind me. Then when I run, they won't be able to see it. It is an awful perk. A lot of people say Poised with Sprint Burst is a good combo. It allows you to get from point A to point... No, it is a bad perk. It's one of the worst perks. Very situational. It can only ever activate 5 times in a game. Chances are you're either on the hook or doing a generator when it does activate, or you're hiding. Like, very rarely will Poised activate while you're looping the killer. Even though I run the killer for a majority of my games, or I try to get better at looping, I still highly think this perk is awful. It's one of Jane's worst perks, and I would not waste my shards on it unless they buffed it. If they buffed this perk, what could they do? For 6, 8, and 10 seconds, a survivor does not cry, leaves no scratch marks, and no blood trail. Then the perk could actually be pretty decent. It would be pretty decent. I would contemplate running it more. But as it stands, what it is doing currently, it is not worth a perk slot with running, Breakout or something along those combos. It's not fantastic at all. You could stack it with Adrenaline. So exit gates are powered, you move at 150% movement speed for 5 seconds. This lasts for 10 seconds. But then again, killer is either on you when you're powering the exit gate and you heal from Adrenaline, or the killer is nowhere near you. So both times he's going to physically see where you run, or he's not going to be around, so it's not going to matter. So yet again, you can't get much value out of it, in my personal opinion. Now, moving on to Dead Hard. Okay, Adrenaline is an exhaustion perk, but excluding Adrenaline, out of all the choices we have Dead Hard, Lithe, Sprint Burst, Head On, and Balanced Landing. I believe they are all the exhaustion perks, right? Out of all of them, Dead Hard is the best. Now, I'm going to stop you there. A lot of people are going to think Sprint Burst is better. Yes, you can use Sprint Burst very efficiently and effectively. I'm not saying that. You can run Sprint Burst, Object, Fixated, and Lightweight. You can have a really strong build, or even Quick and Quiet. Yes, you can build around Sprint Burst. However, for one perk slot, I value Dead Hard a lot more. Now, why is that? Dead Hard will allow me to recover from a mistake, as opposed to Sprint Burst can't. Yes, you can 99 your Sprint Burst, then run, but then the killer's already seen you, initiated chase, and is building Bloodlust during that time. So I do understand why people think Sprint Burst is better. I understand why some people think Lithe is better if you run Dance with Me, Quick and Quiet. Now you're building a whole build around one perk. Just running Dead Hard on its own is fantastic. Running Dead Hard and Iron Will is a god tier combo. So what does Dead Hard do? You push the E key when you're about to be hit. The killer cannot hit you for 1 second when you activate. It's about a second and a half. Your character will do a dash forward where he puts his arm down like this and he puts his head down, and whenever the killer swings, you are not targetable. Therefore, there is no aim assist, there is nothing. So if I Dead Hard while standing in front of a locker, the killer will swing and miss and hit the wall beside the locker because my character has no hitbox and is untargetable before that time. However, Dead Hard is a lot hard to use based on dedicated servers have lag now. What does that mean? I can activate Dead Hard, you'll see the Love Hard exhaustion on the far right hand side of the screen, and then I'll get hit through Dead Hard if the killer was right up behind me because of the lag desync to a dedicated server. Even though if I play KYF I'm looking at 28 to 30 ping, even connecting to a dedicated server, I get hit through Dead Hard. It works 1 in 5 times for me, and that's a shit ratio, but at the same time, I run it with Iron Will. Therefore, I'm comfortable, I'm leaving a blood trail, but I can keep working on a Jenny rather than trying to find somebody to heal me and put pressure throughout the board. So that way, I find it a very valuable perk. I can stay injured, I can still clutch the game, I can, come in for a save while injured, I could do Jennies while injured, I can lose a killer and take something called Unique Pathing. If you don't know what that is, come over to live stream, I'll teach you all about Unique Pathing. But guys, I would highly recommend Dead Hard out of all these perks. However, Dead Hard is a teachable unlocked by David King. This is a DLC perk unlocked by the Doctor. This is a DLC perk unlocked by the Spirit. This is a in-game perk that is not a DLC, and this is an in-game perk. This is a DLC perk as well. So you've got 3 DLC perks and 1 in-game perk. The best out of everything here is this, followed by this. If I was a killer main, I'd get Rank Core. If I was a survivor main, I would probably get Dead Hard, alright? That being said, David at level 30 will unlock We're Gonna Farm Forever. It's called We're Gonna Live Forever. Every time you safe unhook your teammate, you get 25% more blood points at the end of the trial, giving you 100% more blood points. So that's a good perk from David. And at level 40, he unlocks No Mither, and No Mither allows you to run the trial while injured, which enhances perks like This Is Not Happening and Resilience, allowing you to do gens at a much faster rate, 10%, 9%, so 8 seconds off a Jenny with no toolbox. So it can become pretty decent. I personally would not unlock Dead Hard, even though it's the best thing in this entire web, based on the fact that if I was new to the game, I'd level Megan to level 10, I'd level Nia to level 10, and depending on whose playstyle I liked, I would adapt out of that. I like to hide, I'd go from Nia and get Jake to 30 for Iron Will. I liked Megan's looping, I'll keep Quick and Quiet, I'll keep Adrenaline, and then I'll take Dead Hard from David. So I would level up in that order. So play Megan at level 10, play Nia at level 10, decide whose playstyle you like, adapt a build out of that. But all in all, Dead Hard allows you to recover from a mistake. Even if I was playing a build where I want to hide from the killer, I'd probably have Dead Hard, Urban Evasion, Iron Will, and something else. I don't run Urban, but that's what if I was talking like I wanted to hide really close towards the killer. That just shows you that Dead Hard, oh god, he saw me, Dead Hard pallet. Sometimes you can wait at a pallet, the killer will come up and respect it, get another loop. You can do that with Dead Hard. There is a pro trick with Dead Hard. Alright, not many people know this. I've done this a few times on stream, but I'll talk to you about it. If you're versing a Legion, and you are injured, and he's about to hit you with his dagger, camp in between a pallet. The second he walks up to hit you, stand a little bit too far back from the pallet on purpose, right? Second he lunges for the hit because he knows you're going to move forward to vacuum for the hit, Dead Hard. You Dead Hard into Legion, Legion misses, and Legion looks at his hands and can't move for 4 seconds due to Legion's ability cancel. Then you run another loop or you run to a window and do that. I've shown you guys how to do it. It's a very powerful strategy against Legion. Dead Hard just allows you to recover from a mistake. It has a 60-second cooldown, 50, and then 40. It's a god tier perk in the right hands when it works. That being said, a lot of people use Dead Hard for distance. Some people spin and Dead Hard. Some people get caught out. Some people try and make it obvious they have Dead Hard. When you understand how to master it, it becomes very powerful, especially on resetting Bloodlust and baiting out really good jungle gyms and pallets. You know, you can Dead Hard for a window, sidestep it because you were in the shack, get the killer to lunge if you time yourself perfectly, and then spin around the killer and go through the pallet. Like, there's a lot of ways you can make it work here, and it's a really good perk for if I've just hook saved and my team, I don't have BT on my teammate, he's running for the exit, and I go behind my teammate. If I Dead Hard, the killer was aim assist will miss my teammate as well there, because if we're running in a pair like that, it's very, very good. It's a very, very good perk. A hatchet from a Huntress will go right through. You're just immune to damage. Alright guys, that's going to be all for this week's Shrine. All in all, would I use my shards? I would save my shards if I were you guys. If I wanted to buy anything, I'd buy Rancor, even though it's not a great perk, as long as I knew I'd make enough shards to be able to buy something next week in case something amazing comes out, like Surge, Thrilling Tremor, Pop, Barbecue, one of these perks, for example. Alrighty guys, if you want to learn any more about Dead by Daylight, I do stream Dead by Daylight 5 days a week. If you want to learn about Killer, come into the live streams that I do over here at Twitch, and I also do Survivor content as well. We got over 7,000, 8,000 hours in the game, so we walk through what we're doing, how we're going to be able to do, and what we're going to be able to do to outplay survivors and killers in the current situation, and you guys can learn a lot. If you think you already know as much as you know in DVD, you can help me teach the people that don't. So guys, have a wonderful rest of your day, God bless, and I will see you in the fog.